Right, almost there. Wonderful. I'm on YouTube as well. This is fun. I've not done this before. Okay. Just need to close that down. Wonderful. YouTube is fun. There we go. There was too much background noise there. So, wow, so many of you are in the room. Hello, hello, hello. Right, I'm all yours. Let me just change the view. If you'd like to put your cameras on, it would be so lovely to see your faces, and I'd love you to share where are you in the world, and what time is it where you are, and what's the weather doing, because we've got crazy weather happening all over the world at the moment. Yeah, let's see what everyone's saying. Okay, let me look at the chat. And also just a little bit of housekeeping. I mean, if you could keep yourselves muted, that would be great. So right, what have we got? Northeast Scotland, Somerset, South Africa, Northampton, Dorset, Wales, Southern Italy, India, Los Angeles, Colorado, Rochester, North Devon, Netherlands, Los Angeles, Leeds, Essex. Oh, and some familiar names here as well. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Kat. We've got LA, London, very windy, East Sussex, LA, Austria, Ireland, sunny California. Oh, I'm jealous. Lincoln, Denver, Canada, New Zealand, Canada. Oh my gosh, I think we've got every continent in the world here, haven't we? Arkansas, middle of Ireland, Lakewood, Colorado, Utah, Boston. Hello, hello, hello. You are so welcome. It's lovely to have so many of you here. And oh, people are still joining. So firstly, hello and welcome. I'm so thrilled that so many of you are here. It's just really heartwarming. And firstly, hope you've all had a lovely holiday season, however you celebrate. If you celebrated, that it's been relaxing. And this, I've posted a few funny things on Instagram. That this is a funny week between Christmas and New Year, isn't it? Nobody knows what day of the week it is. We're just eating up all the cheese and the chocolate in the house. Well, I certainly am anyway. And it's yeah, we're just kind of, it's almost like a bit of a limbo period, isn't it? That we're coming to the end of the year, and I think it's a really wonderful time for reflection as well. That you know, this often brings up a lot of emotions for people during the festive season. It can really kind of heighten our joy, but it can also amplify kind of any negative feelings that you might be feeling. So wherever you are, however you're feeling right now, sending you lots of love. You are in wonderful company. I truly believe that when I bring people together, it's always like-minded people. It's people who are, we're kind of all on the same path, same journey, and it's just so wonderful to, just to gather everyone, even if we are on Zoom. And I've seen the most wonderful sessions happen on Zoom, because we're all, I do believe like-minded souls just magnetically attract themselves to one another. And yeah, we're all here together for a reason. So whatever reason you're here, whatever has happened in your life up until now, just sending you so much love. And just a little bit about me. If you're completely brand new to me, just want to introduce myself quickly. I know there's lots of familiar names here, and it's lovely to see names, people who I know, but also it's lovely to see lots of new people as well. And I'm finding it hard to keep up with the comments, and I don't want to be distracted by the comments. And lots of brand new people as well who, probably don't know me from a bar of soap, but let me just introduce myself quickly. So my name's Melanie Moore. I live just outside of London in Hertfordshire, which is about 20 miles north of London. I am a holistic therapist, but I specialize these days in tapping, and I think most of you, or a lot of new people, have found me through my YouTube channel. I'd love to know, who discovered me through my tapping videos on YouTube. If that's you, just give me a thumbs up. I'd love to know if that's how you found me, because that's how I've, realized that's how most people find me these days, through my YouTube videos, which is wonderful. And I am known best for two things. That's my work with my tapping videos, but also with my vision board workshops. Now, I've been doing these vision board workshops for nearly a decade now. They started off as very small affairs in my home, literally with a handful of people. And now I practically just do them online on Zoom. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about that later. And a few years ago, I kind of added the tapping and the vision boards together, and I rebranded my business Tapping Into Your Big Vision, because that's really what I love to specialize in now, helping people to get really clear on their goals, their dreams. And one of my favorite quotes is, I come back to time and time again, that you're never too old to set a new goal or to dream a new dream. That's a C.S. Lewis quote. And I truly believe, that we're living in quite exciting times, that there are so many opportunities available to us to literally change the direction of your life, and the majority of my audience is women, but I know there may be a few men here, but you're all welcome. I particularly like to help women who are at crossroads in their life. When I think of crossroads that I've been through myself, these are when perhaps you become a mother, or your children start school, or a relationship ends, or you start a new relationship, or perhaps, which scarily, the bit that I'm kind of approaching is children flying the nest, and then you're it's back to you again. And at each of these crossroads, I always like to ask the question, well, what about me? What's next for me? Because women, we often create identities for ourselves at these different stages in our life, and it's always good to check in with yourself. What do I want for the next chapter of my life? So that's who I particularly love to help, women who are embarking on the next chapter of their lives, whether you've got a milestone birthday coming up, or whether you're approaching any of those crossroads that I've just mentioned. It's always a good point to because women, we often put our needs at the bottom of the pile, below everyone else's. But 2023, so I know there's one or two of you might be unmuted. I can't see at the moment who that might be. If it's you, could you just double check that you are muted? Sometimes that little background rustling could just be a little bit annoying, and I know you don't mean to do it deliberately, but yeah, if you could just all make sure you're muted, that'd be great. Thank you. And I think these crossroads are an exciting time for a lot of us. And that's going to be the theme of the next 3 days. And that's what I'd like you to think about. And if it's not clear at the moment, I'm hoping that by the end of the 3 days with me, you're going to get a bit more clarity about, what changes that you want to make next year, what you've been talking about, that's been, I should do this, I would like to do this. So it absolutely becomes a must that next year is going to be the year that big, bold, exciting changes will be happening. And I'm including myself in this. There's lots of things I've been talking about, but next year I feel it's a year for action, the year to make things happen. So if you've just joined, welcome. Just seeing how a lot of people have got here. So thank you so much for sharing in the chat. And I will be going through the chat afterwards when this ends, so I can read your comments properly. So tonight we are going to be exploring, so just a little bit of background, how this came about. I got inspired by Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, and I'm sure most of you are familiar with the story. Embarrassingly to admit, the version I'm most familiar is the Disney version with Mickey and Donald Duck, and I have read the Charles Dickens one a long time ago, and we're talking about the ghosts of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future, but we're not going to be talking about ghosts today. We're going to be exploring the miracles of the past, which is the theme of tonight's session. Tomorrow we're exploring the miracles of the present, and then as I said, I don't know what day of the week it is. Day after tomorrow we're going to be exploring the miracles of the future, and they all link, they all are connected, because very often we have things that happen in our past, often events that we perceive to be bad, but actually they unlock a lot of the when we become aware of perhaps why these experiences happen, we can extract the gift or the lesson and use it as fuel to help us to manifest a completely different outcome for the future. So that's what we're going to do today, exploring the miracles of the past. Now, I don't know if anybody else watched It's a Wonderful Life over Christmas. I watch this every year. I actually had to watch it over 2 nights this year. I started part 1 on Christmas Day, and I watched part 2 on Boxing Day. And actually, I discovered recently a lot of Americans don't know what Boxing Day is. So Boxing Day here in the UK is the day after Christmas. So yeah, I watched this classic film with James Stewart, wasn't it? I was about to say James Martin, who's somebody completely different. James Stewart. And he plays the character of George Bailey. And at the end, he experiences also the ghost of Christmas past, how life would have been had he not have existed. So that's not quite what we're doing today. But we are going to be exploring the past. So I made a few notes. I don't have any slides. I don't do slides. Far too much effort to do slides, but I do have a few notes here. I just do want to keep myself on track. So let's talk about the past. Now, the past can be a bit of a funny thing for a lot of us. You know, when we kind of get stuck in the past, it can leave us with feelings such as regret, resentment, guilt, wishing things had been different, or, you know, perhaps feeling like you've wasted time. But I have come to the realization that all of these provide lessons for us. And of course, some lessons are extremely painful. They also, when we think about the past, we can think about events that have really affected us. Perhaps, you know, relationship experiences, perhaps, you know, really difficult traumatic experiences. And, you know, lots of things happen to us in childhood, you know, even personality traits that we have today, identities that we've adopted for ourselves, you know, things like I'm such a clumsy person, or I'm always late, I'm so disorganized. These have their roots in things that happened in the past. So this, I did send an email out earlier that I hope you've all got some pen and paper, so that if anything suddenly strikes you as an aha moment, that, you know, you can write it down, because obviously we're only going to be together about an hour or so tonight, so I'm not going to be able to kind of heal everything for you. But what I hope to do is to just bring some awareness to maybe things have happened in the past that you perceive to have been bad or traumatic, and to reframe them, that actually maybe it was a gift, it was a lesson and a miracle of sorts that this actually happened, so that when we have that awareness, we can use that as fuel to completely change the future. Now, I use, for example, perhaps, you know, somebody who has experienced a devastating illness, who has learned to kind of heal that condition naturally, and then goes on to teach other people how to heal themselves. You know, I know many people like that, who use the gift of their own healing journey to help others. People who've, you know, tragically, you know, lost family members to awful accidents, who then go on to bring, you know, awareness to people to improve road safety or become active campaigners. These are people, again, who've used events from the past to affect change for other people. So, you know, I don't want to get to too many specifics here, but, you know, I just want to get you thinking in terms of how things that happen in the past can actually have happened for a reason. And I do truly believe that things happen to us for a reason, and that we can use that event to create something really positive, something wonderful for the future as well. So that's the gist of what we're going to do tonight. But I want to start with a round of tapping. It's going to be a very general round of tapping to do some clearing, to do some release, to do some letting go. So that, you know, we can bring ourselves all to a place of peace, place of calm together. And it's almost like kind of wiping the slate. And of course, you know, I don't for a moment expect that this is going to heal everything that's ever happened. I do have specific tapping videos and obviously areas where I can help you go deeper. But this is going to be a general clearing round of tapping, just to, you know, let go of the busyness of the holiday season or the stress and, you know, family visits and all that kind of stuff that you might have had to deal with, and just to get us all feeling calm and present together. So I'm hoping you've all tapped along with me before and you know what to expect. So that's what we're going to start with right now. So if you haven't tapped with me before, just do as I do, say as I say, talk and tap and repeat after me. So here we go. I choose to know that everything in my life has brought me to where I am today for a reason. And even if I don't know what that reason is right now, I'm allowing the next couple of days to bring me clarity, to bring me awareness, to bring me inspiration, and to bring me insights. And I'm open to all sorts of miracles coming my way, revealing themselves to me, so that next year will be the start of an exciting new chapter for me. I choose to let go of anything that feels heavy right now, of any pain that I might be feeling, of any negative emotions, of anything from the past that I might still be holding on to. And I choose to deeply and completely love and honor myself. I choose to know that there are miracles that I will discover from my past that will help me heal, that will bring joy and happiness to my life, and will help me prosper in so many ways. I'm clearing the slate now. I'm letting go of the past. And I'm ready for an exciting new chapter. Go through the points. I'm healing the past. I'm letting go now. I'm releasing. And I'm clearing. And I choose to know that everything that has happened in my life has brought me to this moment. And I'm allowing myself to feel at peace with where I am right now. And I'm sending forgiveness to people who may have hurt me. I'm sending healing to that younger version of me who experienced pain, who experienced loss, who experience trauma of any kind. And I choose to know that my past does not equal my future. My past doesn't have to define me. And if there's any aspect of my identity today that I want to let go of, I choose to know that it's possible. And not only is it possible, I'm allowing it to happen easily, joyfully, and I'm surrounding it with love. I choose to feel at peace with everything that's happened, at peace with my past, and I choose to know that all is well in body, mind, and spirit. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Thank you so much for tapping along with me. And those of you who did tap along, I'd love to know, how are you feeling right now? Just if you could just post in the comments, I'd love to see some of your comments to see how you're feeling right now. And just wanted to give a little backstory as to kind of how I discovered how EFT really helped me heal some stuff in the past that I didn't even know needed healing. So I'm going to share two quick examples. Now, one story I actually shared on social media and it went out on my emails. And some of you may know or may not know that my mum's actually from Thailand, but her parents were from China. And they escaped China during the Chinese Revolution and came to Thailand in the 1930s. And this was before my mum was born. So my mum was actually born in Thailand. And I can only imagine now that my maternal grandmother and my grandparents, it must have been extremely hard for them to, uproot themselves from, their home in a revolution to take themselves to a place of safety. So in effect, they were kind of refugees. And I also kind of discovered, this is just from stories my mum told me, that, my granddad wasn't a very nice man. He was very abusive. And my mum witnessed a lot of this emotional, physical abuse. And I discovered several years ago that trauma can actually hold itself in the eggs that created us. So the egg, now you're gonna have to kind of wrap your brain around this because it's a little bit of a brain bender. The egg that created you began in your mother's ovaries when she was in utero in her mother, so your grandmother. So the egg that created me was in my mother's ovaries when she was in my grandmother's womb. And the violence that she experienced energetically had its kind of imprint on me. So if you think about physical characteristics, these travel down the family line, and you can see these in family photos. You can see that the nose or your lips, oh gosh, my grandmother had those, my great grandmother had those. And it's just the same with emotions that, studies have been done on survivors of the Holocaust, that emotional trauma stays with people. So, this is just kind of one example, and this can lead to people, not feeling fully safe or not at ease with things that happen, in their lives. Now, things also happen to us, in our own lifetimes, which can cause emotional trauma, cause us to, tell stories about ourselves. Now, this is, the other kind of story I wanted to share, that when I first discovered, also when I first did my EFT training, I volunteered to be in the hot seat with my trainers. because as far as I was concerned, I had a wonderful childhood. My parents loved me very much. I didn't experience any kind of like trauma. You know, my parents stayed together. I had a really kind of happy childhood, you know, very fortunate, very blessed. However, when I was 3 years old, and, you know, I shared this on the Instagram as well, that when I was 3 years, and this is my very, very earliest memory, my mum sent me to Thailand for 9 months to stay with my family in Thailand. And my very, very earliest memory is being incredibly homesick with my aunt, my mum's sister in Thailand. And I was making a cassette recording just to send a voice message to my mum. And I remember crying my eyes out and telling my mum how much I missed her, how homesick I was. And that was my earliest memory. Now, when I shared this story during my EFT training, I said, oh, look, you know, this thing happened to me when I was 3 years old. Do you think we could tap on this? And my EFT trainer said, yes, absolutely. I think you've got a lot of stuff there. And what I hadn't realized, I've been holding on to 30 plus years of feeling emotionally abandoned, physically abandoned by my parents, because as a 3-year-old, I had no idea why I'd been abandoned, had been sent off to a foreign country far away. And I really felt that neglect. And for a long time in my life, that led to abandonment issues. It led to really, you know, holding people close to me, not wanting people close to me to go. It also led to a lot of skin conditions as well, that the emotional root cause of eczema is separation anxiety. Now, I learned a lot of this, you know, subsequently from people like John Sarno, Louise Hay, that and this is something else to consider as well. And if you're going through any health challenges at the moment, to be aware that a lot of health challenges can have its roots in, you know, in emotional trauma. So I'm not going to be going into this today. This is another topic for another time, but certainly skin conditions. And tell you tell you a quick story that, you know, I had this terrible eczema as a child, and I had a friend a few years ago whose son had eczema, and I just kind of discovered this, and I said, oh, you know, and she was taken to the doctors for, you know, the usual steroid creams and all of that, and I said, you know, just out of interest, have you had any time apart recently? And she said, yes, you know, I've just been away on a business trip for 2 weeks. And I said, oh my goodness, I said, I think that's kind of created the eczema. So do me a favor. I said, just give him loads of cuddles, loads of love, and see how the if it clears up or not. And amazingly, it did. So you know, I just wanted to kind of throw this into the mix, that I know, you know, people, we all sorts of ailments, and I'm not kind of for a moment going to say to you that a round of tapping is going to clear anything physical or long-term, any chronic conditions. Of course, if you are going through anything like that and you haven't done it already, please do seek professional medical advice. I am not a doctor. However, I do fully believe there is a huge link between the mind-body connection. That's why I've actually even got some tapping videos on my YouTube channel. You know, I first discovered tapping to clear hay fever, bizarrely, and then I thought, oh my gosh, how could this weird tapping thing literally clear my physical symptoms of sneezing, of itchy eyes, of, you know, itchy back of the throat. It was literally that magical. And then tapping also cleared my monthly migraines as well. So there is a lot of research being done in this area, and EFT is fantastic for really kind of healing our bodies in the short term in terms of physical pain, but, you know, working through enough kind of emotional, particularly kind of long-term emotional issues, can really help us heal, you know, going all the way back through our past as well. So, you know, that's just kind of some things I wanted to kind of throw out there. So I hope you're making notes that, you know, perhaps there were, you know, just as I shared, and I'm kind of sharing examples from my own life just to, so that you might be able to make the connection in your own life as well, perhaps any kind of chronic conditions, perhaps just explore the mind-body connection. Maybe that might be the miracle that you get from this call tonight. So let me just see some of the comments after that tapping just now. Just want to see how, so people are feeling relaxed, optimistic, light, calm, emotional calm. April said, I needed that. Relief. Latrice said that was so good, much calmer, more relaxed. peaceful, feeling light, calm, encouraged. That's great. Had a little cry, but feeling better and positive. Lighter, less of a headache, calm and ready, smiling and lighter, released. I feel hopeful and calmer, so calm and light, relaxed and energized, calm, peaceful. Wow. Wendy says, she has a feeling I can succeed, released, alert and lighter, a little lighter and reminded that everything will be all right. Terry said, no different. This is being streamed on YouTube, so come back and do it again if you still feel things need to be shifted. I needed that after 4 days away with the in-laws. Grounded, peaceful, inspired. Oh my gosh, lots of wonderful comments here. So yeah, brilliant. Right, so thank you so much for the comments there. So I'm just going to go back to my notes here. Now on the topic of bearing in mind, what I'm sharing here, you might be thinking, where's the miracle Mel's been talking about? What miracle? The miracles are, I believe, are all around us. And a miracle can come in sometimes hearing a passing comment that then may lead you to kind of explore things a little bit further. It could be, and this is, I did a meditation. I've done 2 meditations today, one this morning and one just before this. My intention for these 3 days is that every participant is going to get a light bulb moment, a miracle of your own. And this miracle can come in all kind of shapes and forms, all sorts of different guises. These miracles can come. And the miracle is really a thought. That thought can then lead to a whole number of things. So today is about exploring things that have happened to you in the past, which on the face of it, you may think, well, that just happened, and it's created whatever. But my intention is that you're going to get some sort of realization that whatever thing, that aha moment you get of the thing that happened to you from your past, it's going to lead to amazing change in your life. And that change could then change the whole trajectory of your life, which may help you heal a long-term condition. It may help you release an aspect of your personality that, perhaps, this identity that you've had your whole life that you want to let go of. That may happen this evening. That's my intention, that you are going to receive some form of miracle in a form that will then change your whole life. So let's talk about other kind of events from the past. Now, actually, let's talk about identities that we have for ourselves. I'd love to hear what are kind of perhaps some aspects of your personality that that you've not particularly liked about yourself, that things that and these could be habits, these could be patterns that you keep repeating. It could even be when I talk about identities, things like I'm always late. I must admit, this is something that I have been working on for a long time. I actually came here 5 minutes early today, so I'm definitely getting a lot better. The story of being late. Now, I did some work with, I did some work a while ago. In fact, I've done a lot of work on healing the past, personal development, and just self-inquiry and self-discovery. Just, where is this, being late story come from? Definitely comes from my mum as well. She is she's a notorious timekeeper. But my own birth, I was 2 weeks late when I was born. I was actually born in a leap year, and I remember my dad saying, "Oh, we thought you were going to be born on the leap day, with the 29th of February." But I actually came on the 18th of March, so I was more than 2 weeks late. And then even when I was born, my mum had a terrible birth with me. I think my mum couldn't even deliver me naturally, and I ended up having to have a cesarean after my mum was in labour for 2 days. So I did not want to exit my mother's womb. I was way too cozy in there. So there was something clearly about staying in my comfort zone and not wanting to enter the world just yet. And it's funny, I look at my own children. They were both born a week late, but my daughter especially, when she was born, and when I went to labour, she literally came out 90 minutes later, and she's a bit like that today. She kind of procrastinate, wait, and all of a sudden, right, I've got to have it, it's got to be done right now. You know, she's that kind of girl. And I do believe our birth stories can have an effect on our personalities and who we are. But again, when we become aware of that, we can change that. So something I've been really working on now is I'm an amazing timekeeper. I'm always on time. And again, my relationship with time is what inspired me to create one of the tapping videos on my YouTube channel, tapping to manifest more time. Because let's face it, time is probably the most precious commodity that we have. And me, definitely, I'm always feeling that, you know, I wish I had more time in the day. So, but I really, you know, really believe that we can change our relationship with any aspect of our personality that, you know, we are ready to let go of. So let's have a quick look here. So we've got a comment here. I push people, this is Catherine, I push people away, particularly in terms of relationships. Had a friend point this out to me recently. The more I thought about this, the more I realized how true this is. Great awareness, Catherine. So and sometimes we can repeat that pattern in our relationships. We find ourselves falling for the same people. Or perhaps we might tell ourselves a story that I'm always left out, you know, I'm never included. So, you know, if you are beginning to recognize or identify any story that you keep telling yourself, I'd like to ask you, you know, the question now was, when do you think that began? When was the root of that story? Can you remember the first time that you encountered that? So say, for example, this story about feeling left out. This kind of often stems back to our childhood days when you're perhaps excluded from friendship circles. You know, perhaps there was kind of feeling of being bullied, or, you know, just feeling like an outsider. And sometimes that feeling can remain with us our whole life as well. Now, if that's something that you are ready to change, and if that is going to be your new story for next year, then perfect, you know, then, you know, great, you've identified the thing that you want to work on. Just look at some other comments here. Karen has said it, perfectionism, trying to control things. Yeah, a lot of people kind of, I think, can identify with that. You know, being perfectionism is classic, and I do have a tapping video for that. Actually, I'm not sure if there's in my members community on my YouTube channel, but tapping to let go of the need for perfection can really, you know, just be a huge cause of procrastination for a lot of people when you just delay things because it's not quite right, it's not quite perfect, particularly business owners or writers, artists who suffer with perfectionistic tendencies. That, I think, can often hold us back from really getting stuff done. Christine said, will we be able to watch this back? Yes, this is going to be on my, this is actually streamed onto my YouTube channel at the moment. It's only going to be available until midnight. So, and the reason for that is, I will just share now quickly in case anyone has to leave earlier, that I'm actually launching my annual vision board event over the next 3 days. Actually, today is the first day, so I'm launching it today. The vision board experience 2023 is going to be happening on the 20th, 21st and 22nd of January 2023. And this year it's going to be hugely different. I liken my vision board to a bit like the iPhone. You know, we had the version 1 that was launched, you know, a decade ago, a bit like my vision board workshops. When people first came to my vision board workshops, it's literally, right, here's some pieces of cardboard, here's some pictures, here's some scissors, and here's some glue sticks. You know, pick pretty pictures, cut them out, and off you go again. Now, a few years ago, when I kind of changed this to the tapping into your big vision board experience, I then incorporated the EFT in with it as well. And every year that I've done this has morphed, it's changed, it's evolved, and now, weirdly, the vision board making aspect is probably the least important part of the process. And because what I find now is the preparation, setting the tone, clearing the past, doing the forgiveness work. You know, it's a bit like gardening. I love to use gardening analogies, that you wouldn't just go and plant bulbs and seeds in the garden. otherwise making your vision board, without digging out the weeds first, without clearing away the stones, without pulling all the dead plants out. That is the most important bit, to do the prep work, to get the soil fertile, ready, because when you plant those seeds or the vision board, you're going to create conditions that are going to make it, much more likely to manifest. And the next part of the vision board is what you do afterwards, is that, again, just as important. It's tapping techniques, it's meditation techniques, it's what you do, and of course the action taking, what you do every single day after you've created your vision board, that is going to ensure success, ensure lasting change, ensure that you actually take action, rather than leaving the vision board just this image that you end up either hiding away, or gathers dust somewhere, or people just eventually look at it, well, end up throwing it away. Now, I don't want that to happen. So that's what I am launching tonight. So I will just going to share with you very quickly, bear with me one second, the vision board experience. Now, you can find out all the details, and I'll let you go and peruse this in your own time. And I'll just pop this in the chat. Vision 2023. So there we go, melaniemore.co.uk/vision 2023. And I'm just beyond excited about, what's going to happen this year, at the vision board experience. Again, obviously, I've been doing these on Zoom for probably about 5 years now. Firstly, kind of in a vision board group, but obviously, with the pandemic, when I could only do this on Zoom, I've just realized that it brings together, just like on this call tonight, people from all over the world, and people really connect. They make friends. I've just curated the most incredible community of people from all over the world. So I just want to share my screen quickly. Here we go. I think that's it here. So let me know, can you all see my screen? If you could just give me a thumbs up if you've got your camera on. So if you go to melaniemore.co.uk/vision 2023, you can read this in your own time, and you've got a little video from me here. I won't press play now, just tell you a bit what this is about, and to share with you how this experience has changed. We've got some wonderful testimonials here from people who have done this recently. We've got Karen. I think Karen's on the call. Karen created a vision board. We did the whole letting go, the forgiveness process, and she ended up, and this is, this sounds like such a made-up story, but when she did the release and the letting go work, she ended up manifesting a check out of the blue for $100,000 from her mother, who she'd not spoken to for years. So you can read Karen's story here. We've got Gemma here, who I've known for many years. Gemma, she's just like a walking little Miss Manifester, manifests so many things. She manifests the luxury things, the yacht trips, the champagne, the first class experiences, holidays galore. This girl is always abroad somewhere. And not only that, what I love about this is she's got her mum making vision boards. She's got her daughter making vision boards. And she even said to me recently, her husband said, when's Mel doing her next vision board workshop? Because I'm ready to do mine. So Gemma's whole, and I love this story here. Gemma's mum manifested meeting Sylvester Stallone, her dream man. Gemma's mum always used to joke that Sylvester Stallone was her dad. And anyway, you'll have to read her story. She ended up meeting Sylvester Stallone because she put him on a vision board. So here is what to expect at the vision board experience. And Brittany's story is just wonderful. Brittany's she made her vision board very recent, actually. So this is a pretty fresh testimonial. Brittany is a filmmaker. She's a director based in New York. And she has manifested so many different things in life, particularly around relationships and around her work as well. She shared me recently, she's just had her best month ever. Financially a huge month, but again, you can read Brittany's testimonial in full there. And yeah, and you get I'll let you read what else is included, but first and foremost, it's access to an amazing community as well. And there's some lovely testimonials of people who've manifested some wonderful things after making their vision boards. We've got dream home in the Lake District, brand new car, best month ever, 28k month, and another one here, a check out the blue for $50,000. This was Lisa from her husband. And this year I've got a couple of additional bonuses, because the vision board experience, yes, it's wonderful, but I want to set this up. Okay, so we're just going to pause. I'm going to just stop sharing my screen for a moment. I just want to talk to you about what I believe the energy of next year is all about. I'll come back to this in a moment. So has anyone noticed how this year has just gone by so unbelievably fast? You know, I can't believe this year. It just feels to me like it's absolutely just whizzed by. Now, there is something that's happening, I think, in the collective, that a lot of people are kind of having a spiritual awakening of sorts. People who are waking up to things that they've just not even realized they weren't awake to. And suddenly people are wanting change in their lives. People are wanting to improve their relationships. People, it was almost like just enough's enough with whatever it is I've been going through. And I feel the energy of 2023 is going to be even quicker, but in a positive way, in a way that supports our manifestations, in a way that is going to make things that we've wanted for a long time to happen faster than we ever thought was possible. It's almost, for me, it feels like that there's that energy that I've got no time to waste anymore. This is the year I'm ready for things to happen. This is the year that I'm fed up with talking about the changes I said I was going to make. This is the year that I am going to make things happen. It feels like the momentum has been building for a while now. And I fully believe that if you're on this call tonight, that that to some extent that you might be feeling that too. And that's the kind of the energy that I feel that is really possible for all of us. And when people come together to collectively set some really big goals, big intentions and big dreams together, that magic truly happens. And I certainly feel that that's, you know, what's happening for people who are doing this work at the moment. So I'm just going to go back to the, and also I'm going to end this call tonight with another round of tapping for positivity, for even more kind of clarity and for more kind of magic to come. So stick with me, because we're going to be doing another round of tapping. Let me, just share my screen again quickly. Sorry, I just wanted to share that about the energy of this year. So and the reason I wanted to bring some additional people, I call it, you know, with a little help from my friends, I've asked some incredible people to do some additional masterclasses. So when you kind of sign up for the Vision Board experience, not only do you get the 3 days with me, I'm going to tell you a bit more about some of the incredible experiences that you get on top, which I think each of these things individually are worth the investment alone. So first up, for anyone who signs up before the 31st of December, you'll get access to a New Year intention workshop with me next Tuesday, the 3rd of January. And it's going to be a 90-minute call, again on Zoom, where we're literally going to be honing in on your #1 goal for 2023 and find the clarity on the next steps to take. You're going to embody the feeling of achieving your goal. I'll be taking you through my TNT process, and to identify kind of any blocks that you might have. So that'll be taking on a place in a class next week. You're also going to get access to some previous workshops that I've done in the past. So we've got here how to create your own tapping scripts. This was a class I did in the summer. Incredible. Some people who came on this class said it was the best workshop of mine that they had ever been on, and the information blew them away. So this is a bespoke how to create your own tapping scripts workshop. This is a workshop I did in the summer. And there's actually 4 classes in total. This would be an incredible way to spend the rest of the time between Christmas and New Year going through these classes. Each one's a couple of hours long, but packed full of amazing information. Also, you'll get access to a wonderful workshop I did last year with some of my best friends in the tapping world. Some of these names that you'll be familiar with: Brad Yates, Jackie Crooks, Tamara Don, who was actually my EFT trainer, Steve Wells, Andy Bryce. Now, 3 of these are actually EFT founding masters. When EFT was first created back in the 90s, Gary Craig initiated 27 founding EFT masters. And 2 of those, sorry, 2, not 3, were Jackie Crooks here and Andy Bryce, amazing people. So this is a one-day workshop we did last summer, and it's a day to heal your past and your future as well. Bit like what we're doing over these 3 days, but in a lot more depth. You also get access to a Create Your Gemstone Vision Essence workshop with my dear friend Sarah Turner. This is going to be, if you're into the woo, a bit of magic, this is going to be wonderful. We're going to be combining your creative vision board with Sarah's expertise. We're going to bring in crystals in how to create. If any of you are familiar with the batch flower remedies, you're going to be creating your own remedy infused with your vision for next year. It's so magical, such a magical process. I can't even describe to you in detail the magic that's going to be created. And talking of magic, we've also got Understanding Your Color, oh my gosh, I can't speak, Soul Color Blueprint with Marcia. These classes, they're all going to be taking place in January and February, just so as not to overwhelm you. They're going to be spread out. And Marcia is an incredible intuitive. She combines color, angel connection, with all sorts of wonderful things grounded in kind of practicality as well. That's, again, all going to support us with the visioning process. And my dear friend Christine Lee, who was actually recently featured in Oprah magazine as one of the incredible coaches. She's also known online as a procrastination coach, and she is going to be helping us to take action, and might be a little clue in her name here, to clear procrastination. So again, this is a workshop that's going to be happening in January as well. Now, again, another testimony for one of my wonderful clients, Rebecca. She actually joined the Vision Board workshop and my membership community a couple of years ago, and actually is now qualified as a EFT practitioner herself, starting her own business. And she actually wants to specialize in helping teachers in the classroom with stress. So it's an amazing niche for her to chosen. And she's just manifested a whole new business through doing the workshop. So this is how the workshop will be happening. We'll be uncovering the vision. There'll be letting go, the actual vision board creation itself, tapping into the vision, and then, of course, the last bit, manifesting the miracles. So again, the actual vision boarding happening 20th to 22nd of January. And if you've got any questions around the times and dates, they're all here on this page. So all the Q&As are here as well. Oh, there we go. There's a pricing. We've got a super early bird price that's going to be ending on midnight. So it's £97, and then it goes up to full price in January. So yep, that's the pricing, and you get all of those masterclasses for that price, including the access to that visioning workshop that I'm doing next Tuesday. So I've posted, I'm just going to stop sharing now, and I will let you look at that in your own time. Inga, so if you're on the call, if you could repost the link, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, so if you've got any questions, please save them to the end. But let's just kind of go back for a minute to the theme of this call, which is finding miracles from the past. I'd love to know, just from kind of what I've shared so far this evening, in terms of things that do happen to us in our past, have any of you kind of got any kind of awareness, or perhaps, do any of you have any questions with regards perhaps events that have happened, or any identities about yourself? Now, again, so talking about identities, something that's just popped into my mind is a story that you might have told yourself, that I'm not a great public speaker. So it's just reminded me of somebody I've been working with very recently. We've been working on improving, her communication skills. Now, certainly myself, and I'll use myself as an example here as well. When I first started out in business, I really, lacked the confidence. I was plagued with self-doubt. You know, who am I to be doing this? Full of, who's going to want to learn from me? You know, am I even qualified to do this? And I really kind of kept myself quite small in my business, really, afraid to kind of branch out because I was worried about criticism, judgment, what people would think of me. And I think that was the thing that stopped me for a long time, worrying what other people thought of me. But this has all been stuff that I've kind of learned to let go of, to tell myself a new story, because quite frankly, right now, I don't give two hoots what people think. You're either with me and you're on board, and, I'd be thrilled and delighted to, share the journey with you, or, and again, not everybody is going to like me or want to work with me, and that's absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. I've kind of made peace with a lot of things that used to kind of worry me. And talking of worry, I used to really identify as being somebody who worried about anything and everything. I used to stay awake to the small hours worrying about things that never happened. But I've let go of that identity of being a worrier now. That, yes, of course, I'm a mum and I do still worry a little bit, but I've learned how to manage my, keep my worries under control, and to, through tapping and through other techniques, that worry isn't part of my life anymore. Worrying what other people think isn't part of my life anymore. Being scared, fear is another thing that I have really kind of learned to let go of. So I truly, truly believe there's any aspects of your life that you wish to change, they all have their clues in the past. What is it from your past that you are ready to let go of now? We're going to do another bit of more tapping in a minute, just do a final kind of bit of release. But I would love to hear kind of insights and ahas that that may have come to light for you this evening. I'd love to hear. So let me just read some of the comments here. So Karen said here, this past year, I got every bit of being sick, and it seems I developed an identity as immune compromised. So I'm committed to being healthy and getting myself in-home vitamin IV treatments every month or two. Oh dear. Sorry, got a phone call trying to come through. Yeah, so Karen said here, basically committed to becoming a healthy person, whatever it costs. Inga says here, I tell myself I'm not ready to start my own business as a coach, that I need to do some more training, but I'm so ready to quit my job. I want to teach my children that it's okay to choose yourself, and never felt to fit in with society. Great. Okay. Karen says, I've also been known to try DIY health, so I don't spend money on health. I'm letting go of that. I'm not worthy of health if it costs money. Okay, great. Patricia said, a warrior was my mum. Jackie said, I'm ready to let go of attracting the wrong people and the wrong relationships. Amen to that. Suzette, I'm ready to release the lie that everyone else is destined to succeed except me. Hallelujah. Lenora, ready to let go of feeling I don't belong here. Perfect. So yes, keep them coming. I'd love to know, what else are you ready to let go of once and for all, or what are you ready to start your journey to healing, so that 2023 is going to be the beginning of an incredible new chapter for you. So, right, are we ready? We're going to do one final round of tapping. Here we go. I choose to know that everything has happened for a reason. And if I created any identities for myself that no longer serve me, that no longer empower me, I'm ready to heal and to begin my journey of transformative change. And I choose to deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I may have experienced pain in the past or traumatic events. I'm ready to let go now and to not take this baggage with me into the new year. I am ready to heal, to release, and to let go now. And even though there may be people from my past, situations, circumstances, and events that have caused me pain, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and forgive myself, and also forgive anyone else associated with pain from my past. I'm ready to let go now. To let go of pain of the past. Any events, situations, circumstances. And I choose to recognize that it was all meant to be. It was all a gift. And I'm here tonight to recognize these gifts, to use them as fuel to manifest an amazing future. I'm ready to begin the journey of healing and of letting go. I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. I'm ready to transform. I'm ready for exciting changes. And I'm allowing miracles to reveal themselves to me. And I'm feeling good about this. And I choose to know that everything has happened in my life for a reason. Everything happened according to divine timing. And it's up to me to extract the lessons from that and use this to create my incredible future. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for wonderful change. And I'm allowing the miracle to come. It may have already come this evening. It may come in the next few hours. It may reveal itself in a dream to me tonight. It may happen over the next couple of days. But I'm allowing the miracle to show itself to me. That thought, that inspiration. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for exciting changes in body, mind, and spirit. And take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. So I'd love to know, how are you feeling? Yeah, just let me know how, what's come up for you this evening, that last round of tapping. I can't wait to kind of read through your comments properly later. And yeah, so this, I hope, I've kind of explained how, events from the past can reveal themselves in miracles. Now, for a long time, there were many situations in my life where I thought, well, why has this happened? What have I done to deserve this? I'm a good person. What have I done to create this? Why is my marriage ended? Why has this happened? But then, the more I've done this work, the more I've realized that everything was perfect. Everything happened exactly as it was meant to. And I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't experienced the things that I have done in my life. And yeah, obviously we've only had an hour together. So I hope this is kind of just given you the spark of inspiration. And, tomorrow night, same time, we're going to be talking about the gifts of the present moment. It's how to stay grounded. It's how to kind of control our thoughts and emotions. And, and how this is really key to the manifestation of our desires, how we are in the present moment. The vibration that we send out to the world, is going to be a result of the vibration we attract back into our lives. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, the present moment. So very excited about that. And then the day after tomorrow, and I still can't remember what day of the week it is, we're going to be talking about the miracles of the future as well. So, and this is going to be about getting ideas and sparks of inspiration of the future. So I won't give too much away now, but yeah, also just a quick reminder that the early bird vision board doors are now open. I will be emailing out the details to you later, and I would love to continue this journey beyond the 3 days, but yeah, we'll be talking more about that tomorrow and the day after. So lots of exciting things to happen over the next couple of days. I hope you can join me. It's been wonderful to see some of you. Let me just read through some of the comments here. How is everyone feeling? So optimistic, open and curious, ready to let go of fear, lighter, more positive, excited about the future, hopeful, inspired, feeling wonderful, ready to start my journey, make big changes, feeling peaceful. Patricia said, sorry, I missed the beginning. The replay will be sent out to you shortly, but it's also on my YouTube channel. This has been streaming live. Alice is feeling positively charged. Catherine, my whole body started tingling. Lenora is feeling excited. Jackie Bright. Suzette says thank you. Oh, Sammy said I'm not able to put right. We had some issues with the Zoom link for day 2. This has been rectified, and you were all sent out the proper Zoom link, but I will be sending this out again for those of you who've registered. The Zoom link for day 2 will be sent out again. Relax, bright and hopeful, curious and hopeful, desire to create bigger goals. Yes, I am not called the big vision coach for nothing. I don't believe in small goals. The bigger, the more outlandishly crazy, the better. Sasha said a lot of yawning and letting go. I feel open. And Karen said thank you for a special evening. Let's see. So Liz says, I've done so much about letting go, healing, feel that I'm now in the place to let go of the identity I need to. Not sure what the vision would be, perhaps more around how I want to experience myself versus who I want to be. So Liz, just allow the inspiration, the insights to come over the next couple of days. Tess, sometimes you just need someone to point things out to you and send you off on a new path. I'm just at crossroads now again. So lots of love to you, Tess, and lovely to see you here. Let's have a look here. Yeah. Oh, great. Thank you for the love and the positive comments. The 3 sessions, the vision board event. So on day 1, we've got the morning event. I think it's happening at 10:30 a.m. UK time. The vision board event itself is about 10 till 2. And day 3 is happening at 8 o'clock in the evening, but all the sessions will be recorded and they'll also be streamed into a Facebook group as well, so you can catch up. Because obviously, as you can see from tonight's call, we've got people from all over the world, multiple time zones, so it's impossible to, please everyone. I know people in America wake up super early to join in. I know people in Asia and Australia who stay up late into the night. So it's always lovely to have people live with me, but of course, I know that's not always possible for everyone. So I'm just going to take the spotlight view off quickly. What I'd love to do really quickly, if you don't mind, if you've got your camera on, I would just love to take a quick photo for my Instagram, because I've had this on spotlight view. I've not seen the whole gallery. So let me just see the gallery. If you've got, could you all just do me a quick favor? If you've got your camera on, I'm just going to take a quick photo. And could you just all just give me jazz hands or a quick wave? I'd love to see you. This is wonderful. Thank you so much. So it's been so lovely, so special spending time with you this evening. Thank you for taking the time out of your precious days, evenings. I hope you're all having a wonderful holiday period. Oh my gosh, so nice to actually see your faces, though I couldn't see all your faces earlier. Yeah, it's lovely to have so many of you on the call tonight from all over the world. And I hope you'll be joining me tomorrow night. So I will be streaming again on YouTube tomorrow. And I hope some of you, lots of you, will be joining me on the vision board experience in January, again, with all those additional bonuses from my friends as well. But I'll be emailing out all the details later so that you can read through everything as well. So lots of love to all of you, wherever you are in the world. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow night. So